Welcome to this lesson. This is a short theory but important lesson because you have to keep in mind all these concepts when you are developing an AI agent. And doesn't matter if you are using N8N or any other kind of tools. To understand what is an AI agent, we have to break it down the word in AI and agent. Agent is not a new concept. It's an old concept. For example, chess. When you play chess with the computer is an agent. An agent is an autonomous system can achieve goals or complete tasks. In this example, in the example of the chess with your computer, doesn't matter your move, if your move is good or bad. The agent have as a goal chess. And when you combine with AI, is empower this agent, these systems with the AI. Now, AI agent on N8N. Is this possible? And the answer is right now yes, because N8N was born as a tool to automate tasks, but right now has been becoming in a kind of mixed tools because you can create automation and you can create agents in the same time or mix of both. Benefits of N8N. The benefits of N8N to create agents is you can create faster, simple, but in the same time powerful agents. Most of the use cases can be covered with N8N, but of course there is some limitations. Now AI agent cannot cover all the type of AI agents. But in my opinion, we can cover the most of them and the most simple ones. And of course, if you need something more complicated, you will need another tools. And let's see now the different type of AI agent that we have and evaluate in the same time if this type of agent we can cover with N8N. Type of agents. The first, we have the reactive agent. What is that? Basically, it's an agent designed for a specific task and need something to fire the actions. As example, we have the FAQ bots and answer simple questions. But if we have example in N8N, basically, if this is a good example, we have the input data where we ask something, there is a process in the middle, and there is a response. But always there is a reaction to fire the all processing. Yeah, it's something that we completely do with N8N. The relativity agents now is a little bit more complex, but in my opinion, it's something that we can cover completely with N8N. Because let's say the example, recommend routes based on the traffic, weather, and historical data. It's basically the same. We are going to add something, that's the reason why the input, and we are going to have the agent. But we can empower our agent, for example, with the weather API, we can empower with the traffic API, that is example for sure. We can also have a database with the historical data about any route. We can add a memory in the same time. And of course, we can empower it with the AI. And this way, we can cover this kind of AI agent as well. Let's jump to the goal agents. We can do it. We can do the goal agent. That's basically agents on complete specific goals. For example, the example is the sale bot that decide what is the next step to close the deal for the user. In this point, we are going to need some external features, but that is basically what is N8N. It's a tool that where we can unify different features or tools and provide this superpower for the agents. In this case, how we can do that? We can get historical data about how close deals. We can set some step, or we can set some stuff to make sure what is the next step to do that. N8N can do this. It's a little bit more complex. We can get it. Now the utility agents. This agent is a little bit more complex because it's not only think about it, the goal, it's not the way that you get this goal. And this point is where it's a little bit complicated with N8N because we have to apply some hats, like we need to add some evaluator agent maybe to evaluate how was the goal and store the result in the database, but it's not dynamically how we using only orchestrator. The answer here for me is you can, but not the native way. It's a little bit a hat. that we are going to do. Learning agents is agents that are capable to improve their performance with experience. And here is basically the same. We can, along with N8N is not possible. Maybe if we add some hat or maybe techniques, for example, after a response, we can qualify this response, and if it's good, deliver this response. If not, try again. But it's not the native or natural behavior on AI on N8N. Maybe in the future, because N8N is working so hard to become a AI agent no-code platform. But right now, it's not complete. You need so deeper concept about AI agents and N8N. Now we have the hybrids. The hybrids is totally possible with N8N because it's the fusion between reactive and deliberative. It's pretty similar to this, but let's say there is a complex task here, and this will take some time. You can answer to the user quickly and start the complex process behind the scene, and after that response to the user. It's something that we can do with N8N. Multi-agents on N8N. The multi-agents type of AI agents are an environment where we have multiple agents interacting each other, and that is not possible here. I'm so sorry, maybe you have seen this flow where you have a couple AI agents in the same flow in N8N. For example, let's see a quick example. You have the switch, and you have the value 1, value 2, and after that you have agent number 1, and you have the agent number 2, and you can add more than this, right? But it's not because in the multi-agents type of agent, this agent can communicate each other and even can do together in the same task. And here is basically we are only breaking down the task, and each of them were autonomous from the other one. We could say it is more than breaking down the task, the multi-agent type of agent. AI agent components. We have these fundamental AI agent components, and we are going to explore what is each of them on N8N. Environment. First of all, what is environment? Environment here is all the automation workflow and all the connection that we have with our AI agent. Action and memories. Action is this stuff that AI agent can use to execute any action. And memory, in this case, is the memory, could be the memory that the agent can keep the conversation and keep the context, but also, in my opinion, databases can use as a memory component as well. Planning and reassessing. We have two nodes that to complete the concept of this component. The model connect to the AI agent, in this case is OpenAI, but it's up to you what is the LLM that you are going to use. It's Claude, Gemini, etc. But also right now we introduce some new nodes to reassociate to the reasons much better than before. Is the think node and perceptions and or sensors. The perception or sensors are the input and output. You provide input data, and that is the sensor that the agent has. But also, for example, in this case, the API to call the traffic and the weather is a sensor in the same time. Finally, we have the most important thing that you always have to keep in mind is the agent mindset. You have to develop these agent mindsets. You have to understand the agent is an autonomous system, and when you add AI, it's just an agent empowered with the AI, but it's autonomous system can learn, reason, act, and perceive. It doesn't matter if you have multiple agents in the same workflow. Always keep in mind each agent as an autonomous system. Here, the lesson has been finished, but it's so important. You have to understand all these concepts because will be needed for the continued lessons. See you soon.